because you want to be the good girl, you want to be the good boy. What do? You say yes, you say yes, yes, you say blindly yes to everything, because there is that expectation that has been enforced on you that you have to follow specific program, specific way. And what is this doing to you? This is preventing yourself from actually experiencing your own authentic self, because you cannot express yourself, because they are not letting you to express yourself. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing great, and yeah, let's proceed with today's video. In today's video, I am going to be talking about your own authentic self. Who are you at your core, and why it is important to talk about it? Because recently I am discovering that our society have conditioned us from the childhood, from all of the school system, to act certain way, disregarding your own feelings, your own internal core self, and how you want to live your life in authenticity, in a way that you want to fulfill yourself, who you are as a person. And because I went through many things in life that I will mention a little bit about myself as well, I really want to point out that we have to talk about things like this. We need to do a self-reflection. And yes, these topics are not very comfortable, and I do understand. I understand that in order to talk about things like this, we also have to take our masks off and feel uncomfortable. And we are not used to feeling uncomfortable, because the way we have been programmed, conditioned, and I am totally aware of that. But I do see a missing puzzle, and that is one of the missing puzzles in all of this life adventure that we are experiencing. The only way forward is to be yourself, not yourself as yourself. Hope I'm not confusing more. Is to be yourself. And yourself is with you since you was born. But because of our society, because of our family, because of our culture, traditions, all of this, we have been conditioned to be, to act in a certain way, because we as a children were trusting adults, trust in them, knowing that they know what they're doing themselves. But sometimes, unfortunately, adults don't know what they're doing themselves. And because they are their first educators, we basically go according to their lead. We follow them blindly, and this is not our fault. But what we can do now as adults, as people that want to take a full responsibility over our life and feel comfortable in our own skin, it's to understand that, to have that awareness, and to stop suppressing yourself. Stop suppressing your own internal self because someone told you that you cannot express yourself in certain way. Of course, we still should act according to our core values, of course, if we know what our core values are. And of course, we should still be respectful towards other people. But this doesn't mean that we should suppress our inner self, who we are as people. Why you have to be yourself, because if you are not, if you are suppressing that in your life, you cannot express who you are, you will be unhappy, and potentially you might experience psychological illnesses as well. And there is that spiral effect, domino effect attached to that. We as little children, we trust adults, we trust our parents. We trust them in a way that we follow them blindly. And if they are smart parents, yes, of course, that is lovely. But what if your own parents have their own issues, problems that affect every aspect of your life? Then what? Then what's going to happen? What if your family members have addiction and you as a little child are blindly following them? And because there is that social pressure, expectation that is enforced upon us, the same at school, we have to follow specific program at school. And all of these expectations, and because you want to be the good girl, you want to be the good boy, what do? You say yes, you say yes, you say blindly yes to everything, because there is that expectation that has been enforced on you, that you have to follow specific program, specific way. And what is this doing to you? This is preventing yourself from actually experiencing your own authentic self, because you cannot express yourself, because they are not letting you to express yourself. I've experienced that in my school years so much, that no matter what I was doing, it was never enough. And because people were making me feel guilty, because I should have act in a certain way, and if I was not following their own vision for myself, then I was blamed for that. And I'm sure you can relate, many of you guys can relate to that. And suppressing your own self, no. Sooner or later, this will come out. And if you are aware of this, then yes, you can work on that. But if you are not aware, if everyone is saying to you different story, then you are confused. And because you want to please other people, because you want them to finally say, yes, good job, well done. You work so hard to achieve someone else's expectations, so you go along with their own projection, vision for yourself, and you act in a specific way to please them. So then they finally can say, yes, well done. Is it worth it? Is it worth losing yourself for all of this madness? You don't even know if they know what they are themselves doing. It's not easy to be authentic. I know. I have problem with that still. But it's fine, because I am aware and I am working on that. It is not easy to go against majority of people. It's not. It takes bravery. It takes courage to stand up for yourself and to be your true authentic self. If you act according to your values, according to your beliefs as a human being, and you know exactly what you want, and you go for it, and you have boundaries with people, and you know that you know who you are, you know that you are a valuable human being, and you want to live your life the way you want to live your life without anyone's telling you how to live your life. If you decide to be your own true self, you will upset people. And you know what? People will start blaming you. People will try to enforce their opinion on you. So then again, you go into that loop of questioning your own sanity. And they might say that you are selfish. No, you are not selfish. I've heard all of my life people were saying you are selfish or something like that. No, I'm not selfish. You are selfish, actually. Because now I am not acting according to your vision. And who is selfish? This is what selfishness is actually. The people that envisioned a life for yourself the way they want you to live, they are the selfish ones. Because you suddenly are not playing by the rules. You suddenly realize that you can have your own rules and regulations in life, because you have a free will. Do not let other people to brainwash you. Do not. Every time, I will give you a little tip. Every time you feel confused, you feel at your own core that something is off, something is not okay, someone is saying to you something, but then you just simply don't feel it. This is what it is all about. This is the point, to realize, to reevaluate, to think what you actually want. What you actually want. How you want to live your life. Men and women, we do all have different struggles, yes. No one is better, no one is worse. We have our own differences. But when it comes to women, in many societies, women kept hearing from a childhood as a little girls that we have to obey and we have to say a yes, 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 even if we don't want to say a yes. And this has its own consequences, because if we are rewarded for saying yes as a girls, if we have been conditioned that way, then as an adult we might struggle, because we know when we say yes, that means people might be happy with us. But what if we want to say no? That's a huge responsibility. And parents want the good for their children. But if they are not aware of these things, they actually might damage the children. Girls that have been conditioned to say a yes, 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 to please other people all the time. And then we know that life is not easy. Life is a jungle. You have to protect yourself. And if you always say yes to everything, you can just imagine. You can just imagine what this is doing to a young women. But I feel like this is a topic for another video. Remember, no one will come and save you if you're not gonna save yourself, okay? Wake up. Wake up. The self wants to express itself, and sooner or later it will try to express itself.